Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I'm going to show you how to make cream tea consisting of scones or scones, clotted cream and homemade raspberry jam. Of course, tea will be served with this. In the UK we enjoy this all year round, and so if you go ahead, and I invite you to go ahead and make this yourselves, I'm sure you'll enjoy it just as much as we Brits do. So, in that chair of yours, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. For today's cream tea, you will need the following ingredients in front of me here. First and foremost, for the scones or scones, you will need some self-raising flour, which is a mixture of baking powder and plain flour. In the description below, I'll explain how to make it yourselves. You will need some good quality homemade butter and buttermilk. The link up there will show you how to make it. Some icing sugar or caster sugar. You will need an egg, some salt, some vanilla paste, vanilla extract, or better still, a vanilla pod. Now, scones ought not to be eaten, to be consumed without clotted cream. And to make clotted cream, you just need some heavy cream. The jam that's going to be making an appearance today is a homemade, brilliantly British raspberry jam. And to learn how to make it, follow the link up there and follow the exact same steps. Now, cream tea, tea being in the name, requires tea. Today I'm opting for a loose leaf Earl Grey tea. You can drink and sip on any tea of your choice, but whilst you're baking, you will also need something to sip on, so get yourself another cup of tea to drink whilst you bake. To make clotted cream, in an oven-proof vessel of your choice, pour in heavy cream and then bake the cream undisturbed for 10 hours. Yes, 10 hours. Once baked, the cream will look like this, and you'll need to allow it to completely cool before skimming off the actual clotted cream, which will have risen to the surface. And that's it. Finally, store it in the fridge until you're ready. Okay, to get ourselves started with the much loved scones, all you need to do is add and mix together your icing sugar and your self-raising flour and your salt, and mix those at first together before you do anything else. Before we start making the scones, I suggest switching on your oven to begin preheating. Now with the oven preheating, flake your cold butter through the flour with your fingertips until the flour resembles fine breadcrumbs. Then mix your vanilla with the buttermilk before adding gradually to your dry ingredients. Proceed by mixing well in your bowl, and then on a well-floured surface, turn out your dough, after which knead for a minute or two to thoroughly combine your ingredients. Once you've combined your dry and wet ingredients, roll out your dough on a well-floured surface before cutting out your scones with your cutter. Re-roll and cut out of your dough as much as you can to maximize the number of scones. After which, lay all of your scones on a baking paper lined tray before basting with the yolk from an egg on top. With all that done, bake them until they've risen and are golden on top, kind of like these little things on screen now. Leave them to cool a little bit before devouring, which leaves you enough time to make a proper cup of tea. To make a proper cuppa, regardless of the tea, one should always fill the kettle with water fresh from the tap. This water is full of oxygen and will allow you to better enjoy the taste of your tea. As soon as the water is hot, pour in the water and allow to brew for 3 to 5 minutes. Any longer than this for black tea, and you'll end up with a bitter tannin flavour. After brewing, remove the tea and ideally leave the contents to cool. And if you want to add milk or sugar, go ahead. Black tea is best enjoyed when it's between 50 to 60 degrees. And that's how you make a proper cup of tea without offending British people. Tasting. Tasting. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. This is a much loved afternoon treat in the UK, and I'm just going to break them with my hands because that's how it should be. It should have a nice crack in the middle. And to avoid getting myself in some contentious waters, I'm going to show you how two sides of the UK construct their scones. Some put the clotted cream on first and jam on top, and some people, I don't understand why, put the jam first and then clotted cream on top. I don't know why they do it that way. I always do it the first way. So on first, we'll go some clotted cream. And now, with the tea in hand, tasting. Scones are crumbly, short in texture. And still a bit warm. The clotted cream, the richness of the clotted cream, and then the raspberry jam. Everything here is beautiful. And then it's just dancing on my tongue. And then, of course, to clean the palate, start again. Oh, a sip of tea. Beautiful, really. Guys, you have to make this. I mean, honestly, you have to. And now for the other way, that doesn't make sense to me, I will add. On goes the jam, and now the clotted cream. Oh, this just isn't practical. I don't know why anyone does this. I can't even spread it. Why do people do this? Anyway, and the tasting, well, it's nowhere near as good as having clotted cream on first. Clotted cream is like butter. You put butter on first. You don't put jam and then butter on top. Who does that? Who? Guys, you've seen how to make this, and you've seen how to construct it in the right way. Go ahead and make this for yourselves. Now for some tea. Thank you so much for tuning in and allowing me to show you how to make cream tea. This afternoon treat, hopefully, has inspired you to go out of your door and go and get the ingredients. But just before you run out, knowing that you liked this episode, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to this channel, follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on. Tell everyone you know, even the strangers that you see on the street, about the Brilliantly British food on this channel. And I will see you next time. Okay, this is the one. This is the one. All right. Whew. All right. Woof, woof, woof. Honestly, this feels like the hardest one.